Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I am Matsina, reading you the news. The headlines. Advisor for Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Khing, calls upon all veterinary officers for protection of animals from various diseases. India issues advisory to all its nationals in Ukraine to leave the country temporarily. Air India to operate 3 flights between India and Ukraine later this month. 28th Naga Wrestling and 2nd Under-16 Naga Wrestling Championship meet to be held on February 28. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075 and state helpline number 1800-345-0019. And now, the news in detail. Advisor for Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Khing, called upon all veterinary officers for protection of animals from various diseases. Speaking at the officers' conclave of the Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services at Kohima yesterday, Khing said veterinary officers have a major role in environmental protection, food safety and public health. Director of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Dr. Buddhi Lama, said that the meat, milk and egg production in the state has decreased by 20%, which was a major concern, and called for introspection to address the issue. Lama also highlighted that the department's budget has gone down from 35 crores to just 3.5 crores, which has compelled the department to scale down their activities. Lama said it was now time for the department to work with private farmers and enhance production through public-private partnership. Dean of College for Veterinary Sciences and Animal Husbandry, Jaluke, Dr. Arun Kumar Sagwan, highlighted that there was a decrease in the population of cattle, pigs and mithuns in the state between 2012 and 2019, while the population of poultry has increased in the same period. Sagwan called for formulation of low-cost feed to eradicate the constraints of feed and fodder availability in the state. India has advised all its nationals in Ukraine whose stay is not essential and all Indian students to leave the country temporarily in view of continued tensions and uncertainties in Ukraine. Indian Embassy in Kiev has informed Indian nationals to avail the commercial flights and charter flights for orderly and timely departure. Indian Embassy in Kiev has asked students to get in touch with student contractors for updates on charter flights and follow the embassy website, Twitter and Facebook page for any updates. Tata Group-operated airline company Air India has announced that it will operate 3 flights between India and Ukraine later this month. It said it will operate 3 flights between India and Ukraine on 22nd, 24th and 26th of this month. Seats are available on these flights and booking is open through Air India booking offices, website, call center and authorized travel agents. Earlier, in view of prevailing tensions between Ukraine and Russia, the Embassy of India in Ukraine had advised students not to resort to panic but book the earliest available and convenient flight to travel to India. It had also said that more flights are being planned in the near future, including from Air India and Ukrainian international airlines. Polling for the 3rd phase of assembly elections was held smoothly in Uttar Pradesh for the 59 assembly constituencies spread over 16 districts. The state is witnessing 7 phase elections. In addition, the single-phase polling for assembly elections for 117 seats in Punjab is also being held simultaneously. Till 3 p.m., 48.81% voter turnout was recorded in Uttar Pradesh and 49.81% in Punjab. In view of the pandemic, Election Commission has extended poll timing by 1 hour in all assembly constituencies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has appealed voters to vote in large numbers in the Punjab elections and the 3rd phase of assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh, which are being held today. In a tweet, Modi called upon people, particularly the youth, as well as first-time voters, to exercise their franchise in large numbers. Dear listeners, you are tuned in to a broadcast from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hit out at China and said India's relation with China right now was going through a very difficult phase after Beijing violated border agreements. Addressing the Munich Security Conference 2022 panel discussion, Dr. Jaishankar said, "For 45 years there was peace, stable border management, and no military casualties on the border." Jaishankar said India had agreements with China not to bring military forces to the line of actual control, but the Chinese violated those agreements. He said that the state of the border will determine the state of the relationship. Health Ministry has said that more than 172 crore 21 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through centers free of cost channel and through direct state procurement category. It said more than 11 crore 16 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered. The Health Ministry further informed that over 175 crore 37 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far. The recovery rate is currently at 98.28%. Over 48,000 recoveries in the last 24 hours increases total recoveries to 4 crore 20 lakh 86,383. Over 19,000 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload currently stands at 2,24,187. Daily positivity rate is at 1.68% and weekly positivity rate is at 2.27%. 673 deaths were also reported in the last 24 hours. Nagaland today reported 2 new COVID-19 cases, raising the state's COVID tally to 35,357. Dimapur and Peck reported a case each. State Health and Family Welfare Department said 33 recoveries were reported today, increasing the total recovery from the infection to 32,864. 19 recoveries were from Kohima, 13 in Dimapur, and 1 in Mokjong. Total active case in the state stands at 264. Nagaland Wrestling Association (NWA) has announced the 28th Naga Wrestling and 2nd Under-16 Naga Wrestling Championship meet on February 28 at Kohima local ground. Addressing a press conference at Kohima, NWA President Dr. Hyabe Ziliang said that the champions of the 3 units, Chakasang Wrestling Association, Angami Sports Association, and Ziliang Wrestling Association, totaling 78 wrestlers, including 24 under-16 wrestlers, to compete for the coveted title. While a 42-year-old Sirhonye Soho, a veteran wrestler from Chakasang Wrestling Association, who is celebrating 25th year at the wrestling arena, will also be competing in the event. In this year's edition, the champion for senior category will walk home with a cash prize of 3.20 lakh rupees with championship belt along with Velahu Puro Memorial Trophy and cash prize of 30,000 rupees. Second position, 2.20 lakh rupees. Third position, 1.20 lakh rupees. And fourth position, 1 lakh rupees. Under junior category, the champ will receive 60,000 rupees, followed by second with 40,000 rupees, third 30,000 rupees, and fourth with 25,000 rupees. While the NWA also announced any student reaching quarter-final will be provided 1,000 rupees scholarship per student per month for 1 year. Nagaland Chief Minister Nipurio to grace the event as special guest and Kucholuzo Azo Nyenu as inaugural guest for the wrestling meet. To end the news, here are the headlines once again. Advisor for Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Khing calls upon all veterinary officers for protection of animals from various diseases. India issues advisory to all its nationals in Ukraine to leave the country temporarily. Air India to operate 3 flights between India and Ukraine later this month. 28th Naga Wrestling and 2nd Under-16 Naga Wrestling Championship meet to be held on February 28th. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Have a good night.